I'm putting in the fiber optics. These are colored fiber optics. I bought them a long time ago and they work to an extent, but the color is on the outside of the fiber optics, so essentially they're clear fiber optics that somebody has powder sprayed a color on. They do work to a extent, but you still have to go in and you have to put a color on them. So anyway, I've set them up. Let me connect a light to them and then I'll come back and I'll show you. Alright, I connected the light to the fiber optics and you can see that like this one here is supposed to be blue, which it's kind of blue. This one's supposed to be red, it's more like a pink, and then these other three are yellow and they don't look yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Tamiya clears. I have the red and the yellow and the blue, and I'm going to put it on the tips of these fiber optics, let that dry, then I can glue the fiber optics from underneath this little console, and then I'll be ready to move forward. Okay, I got the fiber optics colored and I've got them 5-minute epoxied to the back of this. I'm just putting a light on here so you can kind of see what it looks like. So now I need to work on the other piece with an SMD and some fiber optics, the part that's going to go down at the bottom. This is a yellow SMD. It's a 0805 like the red ones, and this is the piece that goes above the bottom chairs. So this is like an overhead light for that bottom part. I've also put in a couple of fiber optics here on either side of it to add a little bit of light to that. So now I need to take this and feed it through that piece and put that piece together, and then I'll come back and show you what all of it looks like. Got all this part together, so now you can see the little overhead light there and a couple little lights, and then of course the ones for the console. So that came out pretty good. I kind of like that. So now I need to work on the other part of the cockpit, get those lights prepped and everything, and then I can put everything together and then come back and show you what it all looks like all put back together. Took some 5-minute epoxy and epoxied these two 0805 SMDs to the back here. I'll still have to take some tulip and light block that. These 0805 red SMDs, I get them from HDA modelworx. I'll put a link in the description. Also, they have they come pre-wired, so they have resistors on the ends, and I'll have to cut those off to thread my wires through the holes that I've drilled in here to send it out to the back to go to the main power source. But I'll do that later after I get all the rest of the lighting set up and ready to go. Just wanted to show you some of this madness before I close everything up. But as you can see, I've got resistor here, it's all wired. Same on this back end. And same on this piece. I decided to go ahead and put a fiber optic in the back here, way in the back. Let me light this up here. There, so you can see that little fiber optic there, and of course the ones on the console. So everything's working. And everything on this half is glued, so now I'm gonna have to finish gluing everything back here and then put the other half together, close everything up and glue it, and then I'll come back and show you the finished piece. Alright, everything is glued, everything is wired. I still got to do some light blocking, but everything is working. Get the console fiber optics, the 2 side red lights there, the 2 red lights in the bottom there towards the back, and the overhead with a couple more fiber optic lights in there. Let me turn this overhead light off and get a better look. Yeah, it's definitely the effect I was seeing in my mind. So I think this is going to work just perfect. So this is going to do it for part 2. I want to thank you guys for watching, and thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you for part 3.